Every other life form except humans seems to operate simply by instinct in the genetic code. In the winter, the goose lies south how often? Answer: every winter. If you said to the goose, hey, it'd be better this year to go west, he ignores that advice. And the reason is because he cannot make choices and listen to advice of something that might be better. He has to obey instinct and the genetic code. But now jot this down. Not human beings. Human beings can alter the course of their life. Human beings can live one way for 5 years, tear up that script, live a totally different way the next 5 years. The first 6 years of my economic life, I wound up broke. Second 6 years, I wound up rich. Someone says, how did you do that? Here's number 1. I discovered I was not a goose. Someone says, don't you have to do the second 6 years like you did the first 6 years? And jot this down. No, you don't have to live the second 6 years like the first 6. You can use all the information and all the advice in repairing all of your mistakes and adopting a new and refined philosophy so that the next 6 years can be totally different than the last 6. No other life form can do this. See, if you were a tree, you'd be stuck as a tree. If you used up all the nourishment that was around you and you couldn't change location, see, you would die. But that's not true. Human beings can change location. Go north, south, east, west. Live here for a while, live somewhere else for a while. So that's a note to make. You can greatly alter the course of your life. Now here's the next note to make. 5 years from now, you will arrive. The question is where? This is for mature people. Now, if you keep up your present disciplines and keep up the present pace that you're on, where will you be in 5 years? Boy, it's easy to say, hey, I haven't really thought about that. So now make this note. In 5 years, here's the probability you will either arrive at a well-designed destination or an undesigned destination, well-designed or undesigned. And I promise you, 5 years from now, you really don't want to arrive at an undesigned destination because you may very well wind up wearing what you don't want to wear, driving what you don't want to drive, living where you don't want to live, maybe doing what you don't want to do, simply because you didn't design a better destination. Key phrase up front. The decisions are easy now. Sometimes after we've lived a few years now, to repair our mistakes and get back on track seems like a tough job. If you've messed up your health for 10 years, I'm telling you, it takes more than 10 days to get it back. But here's the key, and it's so exciting to talk to the teenagers. Make the note, if you start early, the fortune belongs to you. If you start early, all fortunes that are available to humans. If you start early, the promise looms large and the odds are heavy in your favor. Now, yes, it's possible to do some radical things starting late and still arrive with some good treasures and some good things. But when you haven't got that much time left now, sometimes the decisions have to be so drastic people are not willing to make it. And they're too tired and too weary and too ill and say, look, I don't have much time left. It's not going to happen for me anyway. It's easy to take that attitude. But everyone here, we've got the time over the next 10 years. We've got the time the next 20 years. We've got the time the next 30 years to make some repair now in our errors of the past and set up some new disciplines. And I'm telling you, that's going to change everything. So 5 years from now, I wish for you to arrive at a well-designed place, a place of productivity, a place that'll make you feel good about yourself, a place that'll give you honor and respect, a place that'll give you influence to touch other people. 5 years from now that you couldn't do today, where will you be in 5 years? Key phrase. We go to the direction we face. If you start designing something at the end of this direction, sure enough, you will start going the direction you face and we face the direction we design. Next phrase. Direction determines destination. Destination is not determined by hope. It's not determined by wish. Destination is determined by direction. You cannot change destination overnight, which means you can't arrive at a 5 years from now place tomorrow. But here's what you can change today and overnight. You can change direction. And it is so fascinating what a little small change of direction will do. Let's say that you're here and you're headed this way, and 5 years from now you'll wind up here. But here's how we individually can arrive at a new destination. Maybe right now by discipline or lack of discipline or direction. You're headed this way, But it wouldn't take much to change direction and head this way so that in 5 years you wind up here instead of here. And the difference now of getting off this track and getting on this track is not much. A few decisions in discipline, a few decisions in learning, a few decisions in change of behavior, change of habit, a few decisions in setting goals that you've sort of let drift before. Like I did at age 25, didn't have a list. I immediately started to change that, and I immediately started to change my direction so that very quickly I started heading this direction. In less than 7 years, I was a millionaire. And that was just my economics. And sure enough, when I met my mentor, I was headed this way, and here's where I would have been in 5 or 6 years. Maybe okay, my kids probably wouldn't have been starving, and maybe, we got clothes to wear and a place to live. But the joy of productivity and the joy of becoming valuable to the marketplace and more valuable to my family and valuable to my friends and my inner circle, all of that probably would have escaped me if I would have kept going this way. But I am so thankful for the circumstances and whatever else arranged it for me. Some things are arranged, we don't even know how they've occurred for you to be here. Do you imagine the chain of circumstances that caused you to be able to sit in this auditorium today? It's amazing. This had to happen, and this had to happen, and this door had to close, and this door had to open, and all of those things for me to be here, for you to... I just didn't drop out of the sky, right? And you arrived here from all kinds of directions. Here we are. And so we just say, wow. Part of that's a mystery, and we let it be a mystery. We don't even try to figure it out. We just say, wow, it's incredible. But now that we're here, how could we collectively and individually affect each other's lives? It's by doing just what we've done. Study, learn, teach, shake hands, trade stories, and do all the stuff so that we can help other people as well as ourselves to make that small journey to a new direction. So jot that down. It's only a small journey to a new direction. Guess how quickly you can change your health by starting to eat an apple a day. Mama said an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Let's say you've been out long enough and you've had health problems long enough and you say, that's it. That's over. I'm going to now start a program. You don't have to really revolutionize your whole health life. Just start with an apple a day. You say, well, is it that simple to change your health life? And the answer is yes. The key is just to start. You pick up a book on good health and you get halfway through the book and it says, now, dear reader, set this book aside, fall down on the floor and see how many push-ups you can do. And then it goes on to say, and if you have not done that, why not give this book away? It looks like you're not going to do it. Come on. You don't have to radically do something. You can gain momentum and make changes as you go. Just start. Here's what happens when you start a new direction. Self-esteem starts to accelerate. It doesn't take much for you to feel good about yourself. Just committed to a new direction and you feel good and an apple a day, committed to finally having a health program that'll make you the healthiest you've ever been. In the next 20 years, all you got to do is munch on that first apple and nobody even has to be around. And you don't have to announce it to the world, but you munch on that first apple and say, this is the beginning of developing a health program that's going to make me so healthy. I'll have the vitality to do whatever I want to do for the next 30 years of my life. Now, if you eat an apple the second day, you become almost delirious saying, wow, I'm on my way. Somebody said just 2 apples says, look, you don't understand. Not only did I do it yesterday, I've done it again today. This is really proven to myself with no audience, no microphones, no nothing. Just you and yourself. You've convinced yourself I'm on my way to the healthiest I ever have been. I'm starting a new life. This is the second day I'm on my way. That's how easy it is to change your life. You don't need some dramatic vision. Just begin something, and maybe by health or by whatever other things we can think of to do, you just get back on a better track, okay? It's a small journey to changing direction. I tell the story of Lydia Cologne, who started her business with $1. When she made her first sales, she didn't have any product to deliver. She had to take the customer's money, go get the product, come back and deliver it. But she said, when I figured out how to do that, she said my ambition soared. Not at the end of the year of some major, huge accomplishment. I've showed this person this brochure. They want the products. I got to tell them my story. Why? I don't have any. I'll get the product delivered, make a small profit. She figured that out, and she said just that occasion, which is probably not more than 30, 40 minutes long, and her ambition soared. She just simply said, if I did this once, I can do it again, and then I can do it again. So it doesn't take some huge year-long project of achievement for your ambition to soar or your confidence to catch fire. All it takes is some attention to detail. Figure out something, use your ingenuity, let your skill level reach up to meet what ambition you have at the moment. And sure enough, then the day you say, I'm going to change my health with my diet and all the rest, and I've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Why not start with an apple? And the day you start with that first apple, your attitude can change, your self-esteem can change, and you can honestly say, I'm on my way. I'm never going to be the same again. I'm not going to walk the old road anymore. I'm going a new way. It just doesn't take much. An apple can do it. It is possible to start with the dollar and become a millionaire. It is possible. It is possible to start with nothing and become something. I've been doing a subject recently. Here's the title of it. How to turn nothing into something. How to turn nothing into something. And here's a little gist of what I've been covering. First, to turn nothing into something, you start with ideas and imagination. Now, it's hard to call ideas and imagination. Nothing. How tangible are ideas and imagination? It's a bit of a mystery. So you can't really call ideas that can be turned into a hotel, ideas that can be turned into an enterprise, ideas that can be turned into the salt vaccine, ideas that can be turned into miracle products, ideas you couldn't really call the idea nothing. It must have some kind of substance, and imagination can't really be nothing. We call it nothing because it isn't tangible. It isn't like a podium. It isn't that real, but it is almost real. So to turn nothing into something, you start with ideas and imagination. Interesting ideas that become so powerful in your mind and your consciousness. They seem real to you even before they become tangible. Imagination that is so strong that you can actually see it. You can actually see it. When I built my first home for my family in Idaho all those years ago, before I started construction on this home, I used to take my friends and associates out to the vacant property and take them on a tour through the house. Is that possible? Is it possible to take someone on a tour through an imaginary house? And the answer is yes. I used to say, this is the 3-car garage, and the guy would look and say, yes, this garage will hold 3 cars. I mean, I could really make it real, make it live. I would take them on a tour through the house. Here's the fireplace, and this fireplace is brick on one side and it's stone on the other side. I could make it real. Here's the rest of the house. Here's the kitchen with this view window, and they would look out the window as I took them on this tour. One day I made this house so real. One of my friends bumped his elbow on the fireplace. I mean, it was that real. So imagination, we call it nothing, simply because nothing in terms of being tangible. But it is so real, it's almost real. So the first step is to imagine the possibilities. Imagine the possibilities. One of the reasons for seminars and sermons and the lyrics from songs and testimonials of others is to give us an idea of the possibilities, to imagine the possibilities. Now here's the second step of turning nothing into something, and that is to believe that what you imagine is possible for you. To believe that what you imagine is possible for you. And we become supported by testimonials that say something like, if I can do it, you can do it. And we start believing that. First, we imagine what's possible. Second, we start to believe that what's possible is possible for us. We might also believe because of our own testimonial. Here's what our testimonial might say: if I did it once, but I could do it again. If it happened for me before, it could very well happen again. So we believe not only the testimonials of others who say, if I can do it, you can do it. If I can change, you can change. If I can start with nothing, you can start with nothing. If I can turn it all around, you can turn it all around. Then we also have the support of our own testimonial. If we've accomplished something before, if we did it once, we can do it again. If we did it last year, we could do it this year. So those two things are very powerful now. They're not actual substance, although they're very close. One is to imagine the possibilities. Two is to imagine that what's possible is possible for you. Here's what we call that second step: faith to believe. In fact, one writer said this faith is substance. An interesting word, that the powerful ability to believe in the possibilities that are possible for you. You have faith to believe that faith is substance, meaning a piece of the real. Now it's not the real, it's not the podium, but it is so powerful that it's so close to being real. So the writer said the faith is a piece of the substance of, and then he called it evidence. Substance and evidence. So it's difficult to call substance and evidence nothing. It is nothing in the sense that it can't be seen except with the inner eye. You can't get a hold of it because it isn't yet tangible. But it is possible to turn nothing, especially ideas and imagination. Now, if you believe that it's possible for you that substance and evidence become so powerful that it now can be turned into reality. So the first step is to imagine what's possible. Second step, to believe that what's possible is possible for you. Now here's the third step, and that is to go to work and make it real. You go to work and make it a hotel. You go to work and make it an enterprise. You go to work and make it good health. You go to work and make it an association. You go to work and make it a good marriage. Go to work and make it a movement. You make it tangible. You make it viable. You breathe life into it, and then you construct it. That is such a powerful ability for all of us as human beings. I just wanted to take the time to drop that in before I move on to so many other subjects. How to turn nothing into something. Now here's the last part. It takes the disciplined activity to turn nothing into something. Finally, faith without the activity serves no useful purpose. But faith invested into the activity creates reality. Once I understood that, I knew. Then it was possible to build a career. I knew it was possible to build good health. I knew it was possible to build a relationship. I knew I could participate in the constructing of valuable things, valuable enterprises, valuable things that would help and benefit other people. I knew I could be part of it, and I knew I could do it once I understood this formula. So here's the last part. Now appreciate now the disciplines that turns imagination into reality. Because without the disciplines, it doesn't work. The discipline is the last piece of the miracle process. The last piece of the miracle process is to do the work of good health, to do the work of a relationship, to do the work of building this hotel.
The most important question you should always ask yourself is, how badly do you want it? If you don't have clear, specific goals for your life, you might end up working for those who do. This seems to be what happens for many people. Surprisingly, only 5% of people actually set goals for themselves. It's a choice you make. Either you set goals and take control of your life, or you don't, and you end up working for those who do. So, the small percent of people who set goals are the ones who are in charge, while the majority who don't are just going along with whatever comes their way, working for those who have clear goals. If you go to work on your goals will go to work on you. If you go to work on your plan will go to work on you. Whatever good things we build end up building us. The ultimate reason for setting goals is to entice you to become the person it takes to achieve them. Goals. There's no telling what you can do when you get inspired by them. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. There's no telling what will happen when you act upon them. Goals are like a magnet. They pull. And the stronger they are, the more purposeful they are, the bigger they are, the more unique they are, the stronger they pull. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Imagine you're on a trip in a foreign country or another state. But there are no signs or maps to help you find your way. How long do you think it would take to get to where you're going? Without clear goals, it's like starting this journey without knowing which way to go. You might wander around, take wrong turns, and get lost. It could take much longer to reach your destination, or you might never get there at all. However, if you have clear goals, like specific destinations marked on a map, it's like having a clear road map to guide you. You know exactly where you're going, and what steps you need to take to get there. With this clarity, you're much more likely to reach your destination efficiently and successfully. So, by becoming a goal setter, you're essentially equipping yourself with a powerful tool that can make your journey to success much smoother and more effective. What if you had a specific destination in mind, a detailed map, and clear road signs to guide you every step of the way? How much faster do you think you'd reach your destination now? The law of cause and effect is quite simple to understand. Here's how it works. The cause is your belief and absolute clarity about the goal you want to achieve. In other words, what you truly believe in and are clear about becomes the cause, and the effect will get your goal manifesting in your life. Now, what do you believe in? If you firmly believe that you will achieve your goal no matter what, that belief shapes your reality. It changes the way you see the world around you. So, in essence, your beliefs have the power to shape your reality. When you believe wholeheartedly in your goal and stay focused on it, you start to see the world in a different light. You become more aware of the paths and opportunities that can lead you to your goal. It's like your belief acts as a guiding force that helps you navigate through life towards your desired outcome. Let's talk about some important rules that can help you reach your goals. Firstly, there's the rule of expectations. This means believing strongly that everything happening in your life is guiding you towards your goal. Then there's the law of attraction. This says that you attract people, ideas, and situations that match your main goal. Next, there's the law of the subconscious and the law of correspondence. This means what's happening outside reflects what's going on inside you, especially your goals. Another one is the law of subconscious activity. This says it's important to keep showing your mind a clear picture of your goal. Then, your mind helps you think and act in ways that make your goal happen. Lastly, there's the law of habit. This suggests that if you keep thinking about your goal, it becomes a habit to focus on it every day. Now, our way of setting goals involves 7 steps. These steps help you plan what you want to achieve in your life. The first step is to figure out exactly what you want. Surprisingly, many people don't take the time to do this. Only a small group, the top 10% of people, are really sure about what they want. So ask yourself, what are your money goals? What do you want for your health? What about your family? It's important to be very clear and specific about what you want. Remember, your subconscious and superconscious mind can only work well to help you reach a goal when the goal itself is very clear. You have the power to get anything you want, anything you can imagine and hold in your mind regularly, you can achieve. But you must be very clear about what you want, and you must be ready to work hard to get it. Clarity is the key here. Know exactly what you want, understand what it takes to get there, and have a clear vision in your mind. Let your actions, words, and thoughts reflect this clarity. It's about being clear in every part of your life, your goals, plans, and actions. When you're clear and focused, you're unstoppable. So, speak confidently, walk with purpose, talk with conviction, and act decisively towards your dreams. Setting goals begins by clearing your mind of any limits and thinking about all the possibilities. Your first job is to let your imagination run free and dream big. Think about what you really want in every part of your life before worrying about what seems possible. Concentrate on what feels right for you. Imagine yourself achieving anything you want, whether it's becoming someone, owning something, or doing something. The important thing is to be clear about your wishes and ambitions. Once you know exactly what you want, you can start working towards making it happen. Don't hold back on your dreams. Imagine a life full of endless possibilities by setting clear goals and believing you can achieve them. Picture everything falling into place just as you want. See yourself living the life you've always dreamed of, with happy relationships, good health, the perfect car, and your dream home. Imagine these situations so vividly that they feel real. Spend time each day visualizing your goals and watch as they start to come true. The second step is to write down your goals. Surprisingly, only a tiny 3% of adults take the time to do this, while the rest end up working for them. Writing down your goals isn't just a simple task. It's a special activity that involves both your mind and body. This activity, called psychoneuromotor, means physically writing your goal on paper. It's like programming your goal into your mental computer. Once you've written it down, your subconscious mind starts working on it nonstop, 24 hours a day, until you achieve it. It's really important to write down your goals and make them clear and specific. When you write them down, here's a little tip. Every morning, take a moment to rewrite your main goals as if you've already accomplished them. This practice helps strengthen your goals in your mind and keeps you focused on reaching them. It's like giving yourself a daily reminder of what you're striving for and instilling a belief that you can turn those goals into reality. So every morning, take your pen and paper and write down your goals in a way that makes them feel real. It's really important to write down all your goals. If you don't, they're not really goals. They're just wishes. Wishes are like goals without any power behind them. They're a bit unclear. By writing your goals down, you're giving them strength and making them more real. It won't take too long, maybe 2 to 4 minutes, or even 5 at most. You can put all your goals into just one paragraph. For example, if you want to earn $60,000 a year, simply write, "I earn $60,000 a year." If you want to do well in real estate, you could write, "I'm great at selling houses in my area." If you're aiming for a certain weight or a lifestyle, write your goals using sentences as if they're already true. This helps keep your goals clear in your mind and keeps you focused on achieving them. It's a small thing to do every day, but it can really help you get closer to your dreams. So, make it part of your morning routine to confirm your goals and start the day with a positive attitude. Similarly, in the evening, take another 5 to 10 minutes before bed. Instead of watching TV to unwind, take a moment to think about your day. Tell yourself, "Let's review my progress." First, sit down and think about what you've achieved so far. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What steps did I take that moved me closer to my goals? Then, think about what you could do differently if you could redo the day. If you make it a habit to ask yourself these questions over the next 30 days, you'll achieve more than you have in the past 6 months. It's an amazing method that can really make a difference in your life. These simple practices help you stay focused, motivated, and on track towards your goals. So, give it a try and see the incredible results for yourself. Many people have tried writing down their goals on New Year's Day, then putting the list away and forgetting about it until the end of the year. Surprisingly, when they look at their list again, they find that about 80% of their goals have been achieved. What's even more interesting is how these goals are often achieved in unexpected and amazing ways. It's like when you write down your goal, it sends a message to the universe telling it what you want, and somehow everything falls into place to make those desires come true. So the next time you write down your goals, remember that you're not just writing on paper. You're starting a powerful process that can help you achieve great things. When you write down big, challenging goals, it starts a chain reaction of good things happening. Firstly, your belief in yourself gets stronger. Just by writing down your ambitious goals, you start feeling more confident. Setting goals takes bravery, and just by doing it, you're making yourself more confident. It's like a circle. The more confident you feel about setting goals, the more your confidence grows. Writing down your goals also makes you see yourself in a better way. It feels good to say what you really want and write it down. This makes you feel better about yourself, and you start seeing yourself differently. The second reason why writing down goals is so powerful is because it taps into your mental and emotional strengths. When you set goals, it's like flipping a switch that activates your mind and body. You'll feel a surge of energy both mentally and physically. Your heart rate might increase, and you might find yourself breathing a little faster. Have you ever noticed that when you're feeling a bit sluggish or unmotivated, making a list of things to do suddenly gives you a burst of energy? It's true. Here's why. Your mind works in a way that when you write down a goal clearly, you're essentially programming your brain to figure out how to make it happen. It's like you're sending a signal to your subconscious that says, "This is important, let's make it a reality." Successful people move forward quickly toward what they want to achieve. They set clear goals, write them down, and this dramatically increases their chances of success. It gives them clarity and activates other powers they might not even know they have yet. Many people avoid writing things down. They might say they're too busy or that they already know what they want. You might have heard someone say, "Oh, I know what my goals are. I want to be rich, thin, happy, successful, and travel the world." But here's the thing. Those aren't really goals. They're more like wishes or fantasies. They're similar to what people in mental asylums might dream about, just illusions. So, if you truly want to turn your dreams into reality, it's essential to clarify your goals and put them in writing. This simple act can make a world of difference in how you approach your ambitions and ultimately achieve success. Setting goals increases your chances of success by a significant margin. While there are no guarantees in life, having well-defined goals can make a big difference in achieving what you want. The third step is about setting a deadline for your goal. Make sure it's a really clear and specific target. This deadline gives you a push for both your subconscious and superconscious minds. It boosts your motivation and pushes you to work hard towards achieving your goal. So it's important to set that deadline. If your goal is quite big, you can even set smaller deadlines along the way. Break your big goal into smaller parts and set deadlines for each of them. Then keep reminding yourself about those deadlines regularly. This way, you'll stay focused and keep moving forward towards your goal. Step number 4 involves making a list. Take some time to jot down everything you can think of that might help you reach your goal. Keep writing until your list is full. If you come up with new ideas later on, add them to your list. There's something really great about breaking things down into a list. Henry Ford, a famous inventor, once said, "Even the biggest goal in the world can be achieved if you just break it down into enough small steps." It's like when people ask, "How do you eat an elephant?" The answer, of course, is one bite at a time, but you have to divide it into smaller bites first. So, making a list helps you see all the steps you need to take to reach your goal, making it more manageable and achievable. Start by creating a dream list. Imagine for a moment that you have no constraints, like time, money, knowledge, connections, experience, or education. Pretend that anything you write down on your list is within your reach. Keep in mind that if you can clearly define and express it on paper, then it's possible for you to achieve it. Step number 5 is about organizing your list. But how do you organize it? Well, there are 2 main ways. First, you organize it by sequence. That means figuring out the order in which you need to do things. Second, you organize it by priority. What tasks are more important than others? Recall the 80-20 rule for a moment. This rule says that usually the first 20% of the things you do toward achieving a goal bring about 80% of the results. So, it's important to focus on those crucial tasks first. Once you've organized your list by sequence and priority, you'll have a plan. Having a goal and a plan can lead you to achieve incredible things, sometimes even things you never imagined possible. Step number 6 is all about taking action. It's time to do something and move forward. Take action quickly and don't hesitate. Start doing things right away to work towards your goal. Every small step you take brings you closer to achieving what you want, so don't wait around. Get started and make things happen. Taking action is the key to making your dreams a reality. Remember, achieving your dreams requires dedication and effort over time. It's not about wishing for something once and expecting it to happen magically. You must be willing to work hard and make sacrifices along the way. Now, here are 2 things you can do throughout your day to stay focused on your goals and financial success. First, make use of your time in the car. Instead of listening to music or just letting your mind wander, try listening to audio programs. Fill your drive with educational and motivational content that inspires you and pushes you closer to your goals. You'll be surprised how one powerful idea from an audio program can make a huge difference in your life. Secondly, when you think about your life, try imagining it without any limitations. Let your mind wander freely and dream big. Visualize a life without boundaries where anything is possible. This exercise can help expand your thinking and open up new possibilities that you may not have considered before. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you'll keep your mind and emotions aligned with your goals and set yourself up for financial success. Here's a helpful exercise to make your dreams come true. Take a moment to write down 10 goals you want to achieve within the next year or so. It's quick to do and only takes a few minutes. Once you've got your list, take a good look at it and ask yourself, if I could only achieve one goal from this list, which one would make the biggest positive difference in my life? Circle that goal. Now that circled goal becomes your main focus, your definite purpose. Even though you can still work on other goals, this circled one is your primary target. Every single day, do something to work towards it. Keep this goal in the forefront of your thoughts. In the morning, think about it. Throughout the day, remember it. In the evening, review your progress towards it. By consistently focusing on this goal, you pave the way for its achievement and ultimately for transforming your life. In simpler terms, by regularly reminding yourself of your goals, you're sending out signals to the universe about what you want. And like a magnet, you start attracting opportunities and people that align with your desires. So, the more you focus on your goals and keep them fresh in your mind, the more likely you are to attract the right circumstances to help you achieve them. I'm sure everyone has experienced this before. You start getting curious about something, maybe you read a bit or think about it, and suddenly you find yourself surrounded by books, articles, and people who share that interest. It's like the universe starts sending you everything you need to learn more about that topic. We've all experienced it at some point. What's happening is you're creating this kind of invisible energy field around you. We can't really explain it scientifically, but it's like a vibe that goes out from you and brings back into your life everything you need to achieve your main goals. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. At the start of the year, write down your goals, seal them up, and then open them up at the end of the year. Surprisingly, you'll find that you've actually achieved about 80% of those goals. Pretty incredible, right? But here's the thing. Most of us don't set enough goals, and the ones we do set aren't ambitious enough. We tend to underestimate what we're capable of achieving. So imagine what could happen if we set more goals and aimed higher. We could accomplish even more than we ever thought possible. It's all about stretching ourselves and reaching for those big dreams. So, next time you sit down to set your goals, remember to aim high and believe in your ability to make them happen. Before you go to bed at night, and as soon as you wake up in the morning, take a moment to think about your goals and picture them as if they're already real. Your subconscious mind responds best to affirmations and mental images that are in the present tense. So it's important to visualize your goals as if they're happening right now. Before you fall asleep, imagine yourself achieving your goals and living the life you desire. Visualize every detail vividly. And when you wake up, start your day by filling your mind with positive mental images of your goals being realized. It's important to note that there are no unrealistic goals, only unrealistic timelines. This means that while your goals may be big and ambitious, it might take longer than you initially expect to achieve them. So, don't be discouraged if things don't happen overnight. Stay committed, keep pushing forward, and eventually, you'll see your dreams become a reality. And remember this, when circumstances change, it's important to go back to the drawing board and set new goals that align with the current situation. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals altogether. It just means adjusting them to fit the present realities. Recent findings by psychologists have revealed that when you're working towards something meaningful to you, your self-esteem and self-confidence get a boost. You feel happier, stronger, and more powerful. You become more creative, and your best qualities shine through. How can you push away all the bad stuff in your life? You focus on your goal. Whenever something brings you down or makes you feel bad, focus on your goals. Think about it, talk about it, and work on it, because your mind can only handle one thought at a time. If you're really committed to reaching a particular goal, and you think about it and work on it every day, eventually all the other negative stuff will fade away. It's like making your goal the center of your attention, and everything else starts to lose its grip on you. There's a wonderful saying, when you turn toward the sunshine, the shadows fall behind you. It means that when you focus on positive things, the negative stuff fades away. So when you start thinking about your goal, those shadows of negativity start to disappear. And if you begin telling yourself things like, I'm capable, I'm responsible, and I believe in myself, it's like cheering yourself on. You become your own biggest supporter, boosting your confidence and pushing those negative thoughts aside. Throughout your life journey, whenever you encounter new decisions to make or goals to set, take some time to ponder over them. Using these 7 simple steps, it's important to jot down your thoughts on paper and be open to adjusting your plans as you gain new insights. Keep refining your plans until they're fully developed, and then take bold action to bring them to fruition. Remember, the key is to approach each new phase of life with thoughtful consideration and a willingness to adapt as needed. Your ability to set goals and to make plans for their accomplishment is the master skill of success. If you practice and get better at this skill, it will help you succeed more than anything else you learn.